Well, two institutions put their heads together and came up with a way to bring higher education to some of the most marginalized people in central Illinois. And those are people who are, in fact, incarcerated.
Education does give you new ideas and it makes you think differently.
And that's called the Education Justice Project, and it's a college-in-prison program run by the University in Illinois. And WCIA3's Renee Cooper actually attended one of these classes at the Danville Correctional Center. Renee, this was actually one of the very first times allowed in a state prison since the pandemic was first reported.
Well, EJP made this commitment to higher education more than a decade ago. But this semester, classrooms reopened for the first time after a pandemic hiatus. And this kind of access has changed lives. I sat down with people who have violent criminal histories and decades-long sentences. They tell me it's in prison they learned that doesn't have to define them forever.
When they brought me to jail, I was 17 years old. So I was still a teenager, so I wasn't thinking about education. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was thinking, I got 28 years I have to do.
That was 22 years ago. Victor Ramos says it was here at Danville Correctional Center he made the choice to change his course.
I got my GED in here. I got my associates in here. I got a certificate for construction.
Now he's working on a computer science degree in prison through the Education Justice Project.
When I was younger, sadly, I admired all the wrong things.
Shaka Richblood was also incarcerated as a teenager. He says education is a way forward, one that didn't feel like an option before he was convicted.
Prior to my incarceration, I can remember none of my peers that we actually encouraged each other to do better in school, to learn new things. My first friend I met that was on something positive was in that juvenile facility, and we started memorizing words out the dictionary, learning Swahili, and reading Afrocentric books.
And in a world where knowledge is power, EJP Director Rebecca Ginsburg says they're trying to close the gap.
Many people have heard of the school-to-prison pipeline, and that refers to policies that make it harder for students, once they have any disciplinary challenges or problems, to continue their education.
It's just like these combinations are like a bad combination, but somehow I managed to pass through all of that.
Ramos and Richblood want to use their education to make a difference on the other side.
At least prevent one kid from following the same footsteps I did. Because it's sad seeing them in the news every day. Someone is getting killed or someone is being arrested.
Some time ago, I read a study that they correlated the reduction in recidivism rates with the level of your education when you come to jail. So we really sincerely want people to change, and there's math showing that this is going to encourage that factor. Why not invest in that?
My goal for them isn't that they don't commit another crime when they get released. It's that they are able to fulfill the lives and the dreams and ambitions they have for themselves.
Another key piece of the EJP is making sure those who are about to re-enter society after years are equipped to do so. Now, right now, the program is just at the Danville prison, but Ginsburg says there are programs run by other universities across Illinois and about 300 programs like this across the country. Back to you.
All right, Renee, thanks so much. And programs just like that will help achieve victory over violence, and so will programs like Lifeline Connect in Urbana. We told you yesterday the program has expanded over 15 years to help more than 130 men beat addiction. The group's biggest fundraiser of the year was tonight. That was located at the I Hotel in Champaign, and WCIA3's Tim Sinclair was the keynote speaker.